welcome to Tall Boy Radio. This is episode 86, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's our first outside broadcast. We're here in the Hillcroft Hotel in Bonnie, Scotland, aren't we?
Sunny Scotland.
It is sunny. We brought the sun with us today, as you can tell by the way we're squinting if you're watching this on YouTube. So yeah, we're here for the World Disability Darts World Cup. And I apologise if my voice is a bit croaky. We were drinking till about 3 o'clock this morning. Taking on the boys of Double Trouble. Who won that one?
Yeah, you guys. So myself and Scott took on Adam and Dave and Adam won.
Comfortably.
At some sort of, whatever time it was, 1:30, 2 a.m, something like that. So, here today. Looking forward to what we've got to offer. Hopefully, we've got a bit of good content for you guys, and check us out.
Absolutely.
Catch you later. So we're here with Jed McPhee, who is the founder and I suppose the developer of the FlexiBoard. So do you want to just sort of talk us through the sort of journey from the concept to where you are now, how you got involved, how did it come about?
Well, it's more for when my son was small. I had my dartboard and I always had one underneath for him because he obviously was too small to reach the board. So I always thought, it always annoyed me. I always kind of thought there should be some kind of system that you could slide a board up and down. So the first thing I ever did was buy a bracket for the front seat of a car, and I screwed that to dartboard and I screwed the other part to the wall, and I thought that works quite well. And the ideas came from there, and I made my first concept back in 2017.
Right.
But I had a lot of interest in it back then, but we were in the verge of selling our house, and we ended up building a house in 2018, and I never did anything else with it. And the idea was always still in the back of my mind, but it wasn't until the first lockdown last year where, like, I'm a joiner, so building merchants were all closed. I couldn't work, so I had my van emptied and I was delivering fruit and veg in the mornings just for something to do. So in the afternoon one time I thought, I'm going to share that video again, and that's when Ted got in touch, and he said, as soon as lockdown's finished, I want to come and see these because we've got the Disability World Cup of Darts coming up, and he says I want them made for that.
Superb.
So he came to see me and he fell in love with it and said I definitely want them.
I mean, obviously, we follow you on Twitter, and sort of I saw the concept of the board and I thought that's fantastic. And we've just been talking off air a little bit. In a way, it's strange to think somebody hasn't done that before. It's just a really simple, basic concept.
Most new ideas you always think, because why has anyone not thought of that before?
So is this something that do you do this full time now? You mentioned you've got a full time job. Is a FlexiBoard sort of taking over?
No, well, I've had a lot of interest in it, but I've been too busy with trying to get out the backlog since lockdown with keeping clients happy. So I've made a few, but I've not really done anything. I was waiting to see how it worked this weekend, really, because this is a big test for it. So it certainly went down well so far.
And feedback so far going down well?
Very good, yeah.
Superb. Yeah. So moving forward then, plans for sort of the next sort of 5 months, 6 months, 12 months? Is it just to see what develops from today? And
I've probably got till about the end of October to maybe before I get through my really busy spell at work, so I might be able to make a few more by then and see how they go. And
you personally, sort of darts going well? Play often? Play a lot?
Yeah, play in the pub. No great, but
just
like
enjoy it.
Average pub player, yeah. My son plays as well. My dad, and we always have when they come down round on a Sunday, we always have a game between ourselves. And my brother-in-law's a half decent player as well, so darts has always been in the family. So yeah. But the idea is my son's 21 now, so the idea is 10 years too late for me to have any benefit for it. But then grandchildren might come around at one point. So.
Yeah. And I don't know whether or not you've got to sort of chat to any of the sort of teams. Who are the favourites for today then? Who's likely to?
Well, they do say Scotland's got quite a strong team, but I think I've watched some of the Germans. I mean, the Germans got over 20 people here, I think. So
quite a few of them were in the hotel that myself and Anne were staying at, and we went down for breakfast. There's like loads of them around. So blimey.
England's got a very strong team as well. So
yeah.
But it'd be good if Scotland could win it in home soil.
Absolutely.
I'm biased.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, coming from south of the border, I'm rooting for England, and I hope they get on well. So, listen, it's been great just to catch up, and no doubt we'll catch up again over the next couple of days.
All weekend anyway, so
superb. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, pal. here I am with Snowy. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Legend in the world of disability darts.
Yeah.
So do you just want to spend a couple of minutes talking us through the journey? How did you get involved? Sort of where your love of darts came from, and obviously.
Christ. With me, I started in the 80s as a able-bodied player. Started when I was in the army.
Yeah.
I first met Reese. Saw him play and Phil Taylor play, and I thought, oh, I like the look of this.
Yeah.
So I started playing. I wasn't particularly good.
Yeah.
But over the years I started getting better. Got injured while I was in Northern Ireland in the army.
Right.
I came out, got myself back to fitness, close protection bodyguarding work, started doing security on the PDC. And the love of it came from there. 2015, lost my first leg. I was playing as a one-legged player.
Yeah.
I was okay, I was doing good.
Yeah.
9 months later, I lost my second leg.
Right.
So then I became a bilateral, and I was the first ever bilateral dart player. I don't look at myself as disabled.
No.
I am a dart player.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got so much respect from a lot of the able-bodied players, professional and amateur,
Yeah.
you know. And it just went on from there. And then 2019, we won the first ever Disabled World Cup, the England side. It was my doubles that won us the cup.
Brilliant.
But I don't look on it like that.
Yeah.
Because in my eyes, we are a team.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Then I became ambassador for Paynton Youth, Plymouth Youth Academies, and became the chairman of certain organisations,
Yep.
ambassadors and things like that. And everyone comes to me because I am the official WDDA wheelchair official.
Yeah.
It's me that controls all the wheelchair side of it. And playing from a chair is completely different as a standing player.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand playing from a chair, how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Now, I play on a high board or I play on a wheelchair high board.
Yeah.
Makes no difference.
Yeah.
You know, I can adjust. Trying to teach that is very, very hard, but I do help a lot of wheelchair players
Yeah.
in coaching them, get them to where they sit on the hockey,
Yeah.
all things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not easy for us.
Yeah.
And for me, fighting for us wheelchair players, which is what we do.
Yeah.
It's like this weekend, I've actually changed the ruling in the WDDA.
Right.
Because before when we go on the hockey, we lock down.
Yeah.
And we are not allowed to move left or right like a
Okay.
standing player.
Yeah.
I've now got that removed.
Yeah.
We are now allowed to move left or right.
Yeah. Which sort of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. But still with me, I'll go up on the hockey and I'll still lock down.
Right.
Because I'm so used to doing that, but moving and adjusting my throw.
Yeah.
And it's not about moving left or right.
Yeah.
To me, I still can't do that.
Right. Okay.
You know, but I'll get there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's a new thing for me.
Yeah.
But it's just the love of the game. Yeah. You know, I don't care if you're got cerebral palsy. I don't care if you're black, white. Excuse me. I do apologise for that. It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter what your creed is, your colour, your race.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if your sexual orientation.
Yeah.
You're a dart player.
Yeah.
If you want to play darts,
Yeah.
play darts.
Inclusive.
It doesn't, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
All inclusive, all disabilities.
Yeah.
And this is what annoyed me in 2019. We were the first ever disabled England team to win a World Cup,
Yeah.
and we were not recognised.
Wow.
Not even by our government,
Yeah.
not by anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you had the England cricket team, won the World Cup, fabulous.
Yeah.
Can't fault that.
Yeah.
Strike to 10 Downing Street, oh lovely, the golden handshake.
Yeah.
You had one of the players got knighted, one of the players got MBEs, OBEs, this, that and the other.
Yeah.
You know, the ladies football team came fourth. Brilliant, can't fault that. Well done girls.
Yeah.
But then they got free tickets to Wimbledon, they got this, that and the other.
Where
We didn't even get recognised. All the hard work that we did and still doing
Yeah.
for disabled dart players,
Yeah.
and we're not even recognised.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fighting still to this day to get disabled into mainstream tournaments,
Yeah.
and this is what
the sticky point is
Yeah.
that we are still discriminated against, us wheelchair players, not the standing disabled, but us wheelchair players.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are we still being discriminated?
Yeah.
I can still throw the best.
Yeah.
I mean, Scotty Mitchell will tell you.
Yeah.
I did an exhibition with Scotty. I beat him.
Yeah.
The late Andy Fordham, lovely man, and
Yeah.
his wife Jenny.
Yeah.
You know, we did an exhibition in Torquay together, and I beat him with a 117 outshot.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that.
Yeah.
I can play to the best, and that was on a high board
Yeah.
or a standing board,
Yeah.
not a wheelchair board. So it's that, and you know, everyone calls me a legend. I'm just who I am.
Yes.
You know, I'm there to help.
Yeah.
I'm there to coach. I'm there to aid. I'm not there to be, oh yes, you're a legend. Yeah, okay, that's what you want to call me.
Yeah.
But I'm down to earth.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a person you can come in and approach.
Sure.
Hence why the WDDA love me that much. And I tell you, Ted and his team's done brilliant up here.
Yeah.
Like yourselves sponsoring it. We can't thank everyone enough.
Yeah.
But still, discrimination against wheelchair players is wrong.
But events like this, you know, with the influence of social media now and guys that are trying to spread the word.
But where's the TV?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, they're saying that diversity, like Channel 4, Sky, this, that, and the other. Well, where are you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you were approached 2 years ago, a year ago. Where are you?
Yeah. Come down.
Come down,
Have a look.
have a look, see
Yeah,
what we do.
yeah.
Put it on. It's about time now. Us disabled players, you got the Paralympics.
Yeah.
Can't fault the guys. And as far as we know, disabled darts has been introduced into Paralympics. Supposed to be 2024 in Paris.
Right.
If that happens, great. Come and see me.
Yeah.
I can give you a cracking Team GB for it.
Yeah.
You know, wheelchairs, standing.
Yeah.
But the compre side of it, still, it's still a touchy situation.
Right.
But at the end of the day, in my eyes, darts is for all.
You're a darts player, aren't you?
We're
irrespective.
Exactly. If
You're
you
a
look at the
darts
back of my shirts, not my England shirt, but
Yeah.
my other shirts, I have on my shirts, on the collar, equality for all.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Equality for all. Doesn't matter if you've got mental health issues.
matter.
It doesn't matter if you're suffering with cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Double amputee like myself, single amputee, arms missing, legs missing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We are still human.
Yeah.
If I punched you, you bleed red.
Yeah.
If you punch me, I will bleed red.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No.
We are dart players,
Yeah.
and we can hold our own.
And I love darts. You know, I play
Yes.
darts myself personally. Yeah. And it is a game that, and a sport that can be inclusive.
Yes.
There's no reason why
No.
why able-bodied can't play male, female can
No.
play against each other.
That's right.
There's no reason why that can't happen.
No,
And
but it might, at the moment, it's, you got disabled wheelchair players playing standing players. Now, I managed to get it separated
Yeah.
because we're still at a disadvantage as wheelchair players. Now, I can hold my own against any standing player.
Yeah.
You know, it don't matter if I win or lose. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, because I'm here playing darts.
Sure. Yeah.
And it still grinds me that you got some wheelchair players that are, like I said, with cerebral palsy, going up against, so we say, a standing player that can hit 15, 16, 17 darters.
Yeah.
And you got these young lads that are coming into the sport for the first time that are hitting 29, 30, 31 darts, maybe 40 darts,
Yeah.
depending on their strengths.
Yeah.
And you got guys coming here, standing ones that have been playing for, like myself, 30 odd years.
Yeah.
And they're going bang, bang, bang. And it deters them from playing again.
Yeah.
But I played one young lad from Wales, William, cerebral palsy, standing cerebral palsy. And I was having a laugh with him. He's new to the sport. He's only been playing a couple of months. This is his first ever big tournament.
Right.
He played a couple of players. They stomped him 17 darters, and his heart he was so disheartened.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, why?
Yeah. Why?
You know, we know you're a good player.
Yeah.
He's not. We know you're going to beat him hands down.
yeah.
There's no need to do it in a way where
He becomes a bit disillusioned then, doesn't he?
And then he come up against me, and I mean, we were having a laugh.
Yeah.
And it was live streamed yesterday.
Right.
And so, I'm sorry, I'm the sort of person, my mouth runs away with me because I've got no filter. And I left myself 69, and I looked across to my girlfriend and I went, guess I'm lucky tonight, and it was it. He just roared.
Yeah.
It just made him relax.
Yeah.
And yes, all right, I could beat him 15, 16 darts, but I let him come down below 100, so he was near he was on a checkout.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about with me. It's not about what I can do.
Yeah.
I know what I can do.
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming near the end now. I'm near retiring due to my health and that, but it's. These new young lads coming in, the youth.
It's growing it. It's trying to grow.
It's to help him.
Yeah.
But as I say, he knows he's going to be playing players that are 20, 30 times better than he'll ever be. He knows that. He knows he's going to get beaten. But come on, really?
Yeah.
You know, you've got to start thinking about this. And this is why I said that the standing players, doesn't matter if you're Compre, doesn't matter if you're a classic player, yes, they should be all together. Wheelchairs should play wheelchairs. Yeah. They're on equal standing. Yeah. Excuse the expression. I know I ain't got legs, but we're on equal standings. Yeah. You know, and they're actually going to get a chance to play another wheelchair player. Yeah. And I know the WDDA are coming around to it. I changed it with an organisation where I was the chairman, and we changed it, and it works. Yeah. And the guys in the wheelchairs are enjoying it so much because they're playing against another wheelchair player. Yeah. So they know they're on equal standings. Yeah. You know, and when before we were just used as cannon fodder. And that gripes me. Yeah. It really gets my goat because I look on it, well, yeah, okay, you're a standing player. I know I could probably stomp you. Yeah. But I'm not about that. Yeah. You know, I've done all that. I've been there, done it. I've played for over 30 odd years. Yeah. So I've been there, you know, I've played for county, I've done this, you know, and county's another one where they will not allow wheelchair players in county because the venues will not put ramps in or hoists and that because they haven't got the revenue. Yeah. But then you put a wheelchair height board in a venue, you are going to get wheelchair players. You're going to get their carers. You're going to get their family. You're going to get their friends, and then you're going to get the revenue. Yeah. You know, but you're still, these venues in county are still discriminating wheelchair players. Yeah. You know, I pushed it. God, I've been fighting it for 4 years now. Yeah. And it gets me because I was told if I don't shut up, then all disabilities will not be playing in county. And to me, that's like, hang on a minute. Yeah. You can't do, so I backed off. Yeah. You know, I'm very well known on all circuits if it's able-bodied or disabled, and I speak my mind. Yeah. People don't like it, I don't care. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm speaking the truth. Yeah. You know, as being there as an able-bodied and disabled person, done it with both legs, one leg, no legs. Yeah. So I'm probably one of the most experienced disabled players, probably in the world. Yeah. And I know a lot about darts. Able-bodied, disabled, and that's why everyone comes to me because they ask my advice. Yeah. And I will give it. Yeah. You know, and I will coach. There's one young lad called Paul Ackers. He's a Team GB bocce player. Yeah. And a few years ago, I met up with him in another organisation, and nobody helped him. Yeah. You know, he'd never played darts, and he's severe cerebral palsy. And I took him to Breen Sands this year in June to showcase disabled dart playing, which thanks to Wayne Hadley of Concierge UK, very good friend of mine, and Mike Norton, and they allowed me to bring disabled darts into a mainstream tournament, which I've been fighting for a long time. Yeah. And now we've actually got disabled. Me and Paul were on, I was with him, I did 15 minutes, half-hour coaching with him, getting him in the right angle for his chair, for him to play. And he's the first cerebral palsy ever to hit a 140. Wow. And that was just spending half-hour with him, getting him in the right angle, finding the right weight of his darts, everything. Yeah. And that's just 30 minutes. Yeah. Now, if I could spend a whole day with him, you know, and then we got on the stage and it was being live streamed on YouTube and hit another 140. And the same again, I let him come down to a decent enough level and I hit my checkouts. Yeah. I didn't make him look silly. No. The crowd, I mean, there was near on 200 people there. Wow. And they were screaming. When you see his face, to me, trophies, World Cups, doesn't mean nothing. It was the smile on that lad's face when he came up against me on a stage to play darts. Yeah. And that's all he wanted. Yeah. Yeah, okay, like they say, everyone will tell you here, yes, I'm a legend. I don't look at myself like that.
Yeah.
I never have done.
Yeah.
I'm just humbled to be here.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know I'm recognised. I know I've been all over the TVs. I know I've been all over YouTube and doing interviews with Darts TV and Darts Planet, this, that and the other.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
No, you're just you.
No, I'm just me. Down to earth, I will talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And I will tell you as it is.
Yeah.
Some people may, as I say, some people don't like it, but at the end of the day, it goes over my head.
Yeah.
I couldn't care.
Yeah.
All I care about is darts. All I care about is disabled and getting them into mainstream,
Yeah.
getting them on the TV. And this is what we want. This is what needs to be seen out there. Because if you see two wheelchair players on a stage playing darts, doesn't matter if you're a double amputee, doesn't matter if you've got cerebral palsy, doesn't matter what you've got, the last impression you see is, Christ, look at these two wheelchair players. But they don't. You know, you see your wheelchairs throwing javelins, shot put, this, that and the other in the Paralympics and things like that. Yeah, fantastic, lovely gold medals. But what about us?
Yeah.
You know, and we want to get more disabled people involved in darts.
Yeah. They
They may not like it, they've probably never tried it.
Yeah.
But give it a
Give it
go.
a go.
Look me up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I will put you in touch with who you need to be in touch
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
You know, I'm down in Bedfordshire now, which I'm trying to get disabled darts in Bedfordshire, Cambridgeshire, Northampton, and get it involved. Look at the youth. We need to get the youth involved now.
Yeah.
Because, as I say, I'm getting old now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us now, when we finish and retire, there's no one there to step in our shoes.
Yeah.
There isn't.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at getting youth involved now, disabled youth. Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire, where I'm in talks with them to get disabled youth involved with county youth.
Yes.
Because it's about time now we merged
Yeah.
all of it. And I know UKDA are doing their best, but it's like they're all they're interested in my eyes, is the standing disabled,
Right.
playing in counties and this, that and the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I've been fighting 4 years to get wheelchairs involved,
Yeah.
but they won't.
Right.
You know, and
But-
I think it's time.
But you know, events like this, trying to raise the profile, it moves you along the journey from
Yeah.
where you were to
Yeah,
hopefully
but
where you're going to get to.
still, to me, in my eyes, where's the TV?
Yeah.
I know Ted's done so much. I know Sky News came here on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Now I travelled up from Bedfordshire on the Tuesday to have interviews with Sky TV.
Yeah.
Now they came here, did a bit of filming, and the interviewer or reporter, whatever it was, disappeared and left the cameraman.
Right.
So he didn't get to interview me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Sky's just down the road. Why don't you send a camera around?
Yeah.
Film it.
Yeah.
Get it on Sky.
Yeah.
Not just Sky, Channel 4, BBC.
Yeah.
You know, there's enough out there. And it's time now to go, if we can put the Paralympics on,
Why can't we put that on?
why can't we put darts on? Disabled darts.
Yeah. And darts as a sport is growing, and you know, and the money that Sky and other people invested
Yeah,
in
but
it.
it's not just
No,
Sky.
it isn't just. No.
You know, you look at Eddie and Barry Harm.
Yes.
Brilliant, matchroom boxing, everything.
Yeah.
You know, when I had legs, I was, like I said, bodyguard close protection. I used to do security on the boxing with Prince Nassim and all that.
Yeah.
So I know, and I've been around the circuit too many years now, and still to this day, we're frowned upon. You know, and how can we open people's eyes to this? And it's like, as I said, the PDC is about time that letting us wheelchair players have our own tour cards.
Yeah.
You know, get.
Yeah. There's things that they can do.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
You know, you got your standings, you got your able bodies. Oh yes, all the sponsorship, this and the other. I can't even get a sponsorship because I'm disabled. I went to Nike, and no word of a lie, I sent them an email, explained to who I am, what I was, world champion, bilateral amputee, this, that, and the other, and got a lovely email back saying, well, sorry, but if you were an able-bodied tennis player or able-bodied athlete, we would sponsor you tomorrow.
Wow.
Okay. 2 weeks afterwards, I got a knock on the door, postman, gave me a parcel. I thought, I didn't order anything,
Yeah.
you know. Opened up, it was a pair of trainers from Nike, a pair of trainers. And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
okay, what am I going to do with these? But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Put them down on the floor, took a picture, sent an email back saying, thank you, they fit lovely. Put them back in a box, auctioned them off for charity.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that. You kind of think the mentality of these people.
Yeah.
You know, you would think he's world champion, he's well known.
Yeah.
What? You know, it's because I'm disabled and I'm a dart player.
Yeah.
You know, if I was an able dart player, got my tour card, playing in the PDC, I'd probably get sponsored by whatever.
Whoever, yeah.
You know, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not asking for myself.
Yeah.
I'm asking for
Everybody,
all disabled players.
Yeah.
You know, recognise us.
Yeah.
You know, and let's get us on the stage. Let's get the PDC involved. You know, it's about time.
Yeah.
Let's bring disabled darts into the 21st century.
Yeah.
You know, we're not, as people say behind closed doors, a bunch of cripples, this, that, and the other. Okay, that's your opinion.
But you're sport players. You play sport.
Yeah.
And it's about the sport and the love for the sport and the development of the sport.
And even the National Lottery won't entertain it.
Right.
And you know, and you kind of think, well, hang on a minute, you sponsor Team GB.
Yeah.
You sponsor this, you sponsor that. So if we're disabled, what about the darts?
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these big, you know, William Hill, you've got all these big bookies and stuff like that, throwing money at the PDC and throwing money here, there and everywhere. And you kind of think, hang on a minute, you're doing it for the darts, able-bodied.
Yeah.
It's all about able-bodied.
Yeah. You should be doing it for the sport.
The sport, exactly. It all in whole. It doesn't matter if you're disabled, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you're able-bodied.
Yeah.
You know, it's about time people open their eyes.
Yeah.
You know, we've got players in that, disabled players, have hit 9 darters.
Yeah.
But do they get recognised
Yeah,
by the PDC, by the OBDO or EDO, or whatever it is?
No.
No, they don't.
No, they don't, no.
You know, they don't get their 9 darter pins, they don't get this, that and the other, they don't get recognised.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, but if it was Michael van Gerwen,
Yeah.
or if it was Phil Taylor, you know, Peter Wright or this, that and the other, they get 9 darter, oh God, the whole hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
But you've got a young lad in there, Gareth Smith, he's hitting 9 darter.
Yeah.
You know, and not even recognised. Yeah. You know, you've another young lad has hit a 9 darter, nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
And you kind of think,
Yeah.
oh, come on now.
Yeah.
And this is what winds me up.
Yeah.
And as I say, I'm not on about me.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the sport and the development of the sport
Yeah.
and the inclusivity of the sport.
exactly. And that's what it's all about, the inclusive.
Yeah.
And as I say, it doesn't matter if you suffer with PTSD, it doesn't matter if you suffer with mental health issues. It doesn't matter if you've got hidden disabilities, which people don't see, and which people don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, but then you've got the disabled that are visual,
Yeah.
which like myself
Yeah.
and other amputees that you see.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the visual side of it.
Yeah.
But look on the other side.
Yeah.
That you know, getting people like that involved into, and that's what I'm saying. We're getting them involved into darts because they can't be involved in other things because their disabilities aren't seen.
Yes.
They're not visual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the same like with the Paralympics. They've got their categories.
Yeah.
And the categories are wheelchair or
Yeah.
and you kind of and you think, well, come on now,
Yeah.
21st century, there are more disabilities, hidden disabilities out there than just visual.
Yes. Yeah.
As I said, I can't thank yourselves for coming here and seeing what we do.
Look, I play darts. Adam plays darts.
Yeah.
We love darts. You know, we heard at this event. We wanted to get involved. We wanted to try and spread the message, grow the awareness.
That's right.
So can't thank you enough for your time. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. You're welcome.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Anytime.
Thank you. Welcome back, and I'm with the absolute legend that is Eddie Bailey. Eddie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. First of all, how's the darts going?
We're doing very well at the moment. There's a long way to go yet. It's a
Yeah.
long day.
Yeah, long day.
Long day.
Long day. Lots of matches.
That's right.
So I sort of first came across Eddie really sort of social media wise and saw a lot of the work that he does raising money for sort of prostate cancer in
That's
particular
correct.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether you want to talk a little bit just about sort of fundraising and events that you've got
Yeah,
coming up.
I started fundraising about 14 years ago. I had a prostate cancer myself, had the operation done. And then I started working for prostate cancer, just not in the darts, just the prostate cancer side of it. Going to BDO events all around the country. And then we decided to get into we do a team darts,
Yeah.
prostate cancer.
Right.
when we go to all the big events, have a stall there. And then I decided I'd go out on my own,
Right.
fundraising on different events on my own,
Yeah.
all with darts in the mind.
Yeah. And sort of, where are you in terms of sort of this year? Are we looking at sort of big events? You mentioned that there's an event next week.
Yes, we've got a charity prostate cancer event next week. It's at Redwood Cricket Club in
Yep.
Barlaston. We've got a professional player there named Chris Palmer.
Okay.
He's an ex-PDC player,
Yeah.
but he does a lot of trick shots and things
Oh,
like
okay.
that. More fun night than the
Yes.
serious darts.
Right.
I mean, people can come and play him, £10 a game like, which is all going into prostate cancer.
Fantastic.
And we're charging £5 entry, which includes a buffet
Yeah. Perfect.
and other bits and pieces, yeah.
Fantastic. So when did you sort of first get involved with sort of the England sort of the disability team and things like
Well,
that?
I started playing for Stockport
Yeah.
Disability Darts on a Sunday, once a month, every Sunday. And through that, they recommended us to an association called ECA,
Yeah.
which now they've gone by the wayside.
Right.
And DIDA have taken over that now.
Yeah.
And this is our first big event,
Right.
which is, I mean, very good. We've got some fantastic players.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's lovely to see all the disabled players together.
Yes.
It's
Absolutely.
amazing how some people can play.
Yeah. We chatted to Snowy earlier, and he was, he's very passionate about sort of.
Well, I
pushing.
worked with Snowy on some
Right.
of the events.
Yes. Yeah.
And Martin Adams Wolfie.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did a lot of events with him.
Superb. And it must be fantastic to see it sort of growing and trying to the awareness.
Well, yeah, that's right. It's helping
You-
people that's
Help
suffering.
making people aware.
Yeah.
And are you raising money today in particular, or you
No,
just need to actually play today?
No, my boss, who does the fundraising, she couldn't make it today because her father's very ill.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so we haven't done anything today.
Right. Okay. But there's an event next week. So if
The
you're
18th,
around,
the 18th of September,
fantastic,
7 o'clock start. We still have tickets available.
brilliant.
If you want to contact me.
Yeah, if you want to, if you're interested in the event, you can obviously hit us up at all the normal places. I can then put you in touch with Eddie via sort of Facebook and
That's
stuff.
correct.
If people
Yeah,
have got
yeah.
want to sort of help raise some money for prostate cancer. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for your time, Eddie. I really
It's a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Thank
Great
you.
to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Cheers.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
We're joined by Debbie, and Debbie's going to tell us a little bit about her experiences playing darts. You've got a fair bit of experience from what I've understand from your team captain's just been filling us in a little bit about what you do. So do you want to tell us a little about today and your involvement in it?
There's obviously the World Cup and being selected for your country is obviously a good thing. So we've got the ladies team. So we've got 2 men's teams as well.
Yeah, it's a real big event. And have you played yet?
Not yet.
No,
We're playing later.
Playing later, so we'll be sure to watch that one.
Yeah, we're playing later on.
So I hear you play at a fairly decent standard as well. From what I hear, you've been playing. Is it county or Super League? And
Both.
you play both.
Both of them. Yeah, and we play in leagues during the week as well. I play like a Monday league, a Tuesday league, a Wednesday league. So I play a lot.
So it takes
a lot of the week.
It takes up a lot of your time then, yeah.
Oh, it takes up all my time.
Yeah. How much time a week do you spend practicing then?
Practicing. Well, I go to all these leagues all the time, so I'm practicing.
Yeah, I guess.
I do a lot of my practice there, because I don't have a lot of time in the house, because I'm always out.
Fair play. And we were just hearing as well, you travel around, you've been to a few places to play darts in different competitions.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about a few of those?
Yeah, I've not been anywhere for a while, obviously, with lockdown and all that stuff, but before that, every year I go to Malta, the Malta Darts Open. I go there every year. I've been to Catalonia, the darts. We've went to, there's quite a few places down in England as well. We go to loads of that.
Oh, fine, okay.
Aye, a few. Just trying to think what ones I've been abroad. Malta, Catalonia. I'm sure there's more than that, but I can't think.
And how big is darts out there then in Catalonia and Malta?
It's big enough. The Malta have got their own the Malta Darts Association. And it's no massive, but it's pretty big.
Okay.
It's pretty big. It's a good event. It's a great event. There's always a good turnout of players.
Oh, that's good. That's definitely one perhaps we'll have to look at covering in the future.
Aye, there is. There's a lot of people go.
No, fair
That
play.
is really good.
And this place is really well attended as well. We've seen a fair few contingents from Germany. They've brought a really big team, haven't they?
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
Everywhere I turn, I think there's a German shop.
yeah, it is. It's been fantastic for us to experience, and we're learning a little bit about it. You know, both Gary and I play a little bit of darts.
Right,
I have to say,
okay.
I don't play anywhere near the standard that you clearly play at. Gaz is an okay player. He plays
Right,
Super
okay.
League. Yeah, I have to say that because he's filming.
Yeah, well.
So what events are you playing in later then?
Later, today's just the World Cup.
Yeah.
So the compre section's playing just now,
Yeah.
and then the women in the classic section. So we'll be playing, I don't know, 4:30 onwards or something.
Okay. We'll definitely we'll definitely come and watch that. And how have you tried any Double Trouble the drinks? The guys sponsoring it at all?
No,
Oh,
I don't think I ever have.
Oh, you see, you need
There's
to
loads of
exclusive.
people promote them and say it's good, but I've never tried it.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic stuff. We're, you know,
They
we've
do
worked with
vodka,
them
didn't
before.
they?
Their vodka is really good,
Aye,
really
'cause
nice and
I
smooth.
like a good vodka. I'm not a big gin person,
Oh, okay.
but I would try their vodka.
Oh yeah, definitely worth a try. Well, thank you for your time anyway. Thank you for spending a few minutes with
No,
us.
that's fine,
And,
it's not a problem.
We will look forward to watching you later.
No problem. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And we're here with Jim, who I believe has had quite a lot of influence in sort of developing sort of particularly sort of ladies darts. So do you want to just sort of talk us through your journey in
Yes.
sort of developing that?
Obviously, I've been around a long time, and I happened to say to Ted McMillan one day, about say 4 years ago, it might have been 3.5, because give me a bit, that I was thinking of sort of maybe taking a back seat from running things. And he said to me, "You're going to Ayrshire, Jim, to retire," so I thought. And he says, "You wouldn't like to try and get a disability dart group up in Ayrshire." So I met a gentleman called Doc Hollywood, who in Ayrshire everybody knows. He's been around even longer than myself. And between us, we started raising funds, football card raffles, and we held the first ever Scottish Open Disability Darts competition. And we had 20 players. It's all we had. We picked the worst day in the world to have it, but 20 players came and we ran it. And from there, we progressed. We got the Lord Provost in Kilmarnock involved, and we had the town square and had an open day. I had former Scotland captain Ronnie Sharp, world number 5 it's, back in the day, to come along, play all comers. They bent over backwards for us. Then, after about a year, we had a ranking event down there, and we had 50 players.
Right.
Now, if they were to turn up, the venue that we used, which is a wonderful venue, we couldn't run it because there's too many players.
Really?
And in that venue that day, I had the Compre, the Classic, and we decided we would run a ladies' tournament. Exactly, same prize money, same fund, etc., and we had 12 ladies, and that was the first one. And what I can gather, that was actually the first one that the ladies were actually involved in.
Wow.
And it's grown from there.
Yeah.
Now we go to a venue, basically, if we don't have 8 minimum, but we need 10 dartboards to make it run. We've got that popular. And now, obviously, I call it the long COVID year, because obviously it's longer than a year.
Yes.
And we came back from Morecambe last year with the Home International Trophy, and then lockdown came. But the dart players didn't stop playing.
Yeah.
They played in kitchens, bedrooms, kitchens, hung on the back of a board in the hallway, whatever. And a lot of them, Gary Thompson, couldn't remember his last name there, has been running online tournaments, and a lot of them have played in those.
Yes.
And they've all kept their arm going. They've kept and the standard, by the way, is through the roof.
Yeah.
I ran a competition on Thursday night for those who weren't involved here in the Can I mention the name? The Cobburn Sports Bar in Pumferston, which has 6 dartboards, which I helped set up many years ago when I was their chairman of that league. And the standard was phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not being. I marked the final, and the final leg, Jimmy Briggs won it, but he was playing Peter Hudson, off the top of my head, Peter.
Yeah.
And Peter started off the last leg. I'll tell you, for 180, 78, 85, and he lost.
Wow.
I was marking the board. I still remember it, like he just had one sort of bad throw at Jamie in, and it was all over and done. And that was it. And I thought, and it was like that all night up there.
Wow.
And I was very, very impressed with a couple of big Stefan Hensel, the German. He's about 6'4", 6'5". You can't really miss him, and he was superb as well. There was a few others there, but that was just the ones that really stood out for me.
Super, and it must give you a real sense of sort of pride, achievement in knowing from where it started to where it is now. You've obviously had a massive sort of influence in that.
I don't actually have a disability, and though I'm sort of the honorary chairman for Disability Darts Scotland, I stay in the background. Basically, if there's a problem,
Yeah.
come and get me. And if two people didn't like each other, you would come and get me, and I would try and,
Yes.
gentlemanly, and we'd sort it all out, or what can we do to raise funds or awareness. I've done 3 radio interviews with Black Diamond Radio.
Yeah.
And other things, things like in the background, basically. That's it. There's always people in the background doing work.
Yes.
I mean, so Ted McMillan's our front man. I'm not being funny, he is. He knows everybody in darts, like, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he knows people, and that's great, like, and I'm there, like, I help run competitions, but you might never see me, but I'll be in a room someplace with a sheet and paper doing things like that. I do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
I'm not being rude. Andy McCardle, who was here yesterday, the doc, Andy McCardle, he does a bit of training with people and things like that. Don't know if you've met, he's not here today, but it'd be nice if he would have been, because you could have spoken to him.
Yeah.
But Andy's really switched on when it comes to people's throw, their standard. He's helped Gary Anderson in the past,
Right.
Adrian Lewis, the South African player Devin Peterson.
Yeah, Devin Peterson,
He actually helped him with the training just before he won the German one last year. So things like that. And between us yesterday, we had 85 players in the Andy Fordham, it was 85 players in the Andy Fordham competition. Took the names, I came through here at 11:10. I gave him the sheet back before 12 o'clock, and at 12:10, he had the games on, and we finished for 3:30, but 85 players, which can be done. That's the old-fashioned way. It's just the way I run, that's it. It's worked for 40 odd years for me, so it's not about to fall apart now. And he sort of talks the same hymn sheet as myself. I understand now the internet and all the rest of it, and that's the way the world is. And I realise that, and there's an awful lot of people now who play internet darts.
Yes.
Not for me, but that's everybody to their own, their own thing.
We both play, myself and Adam,
Right.
and so if I played Super League, me and Adam both played local leagues
Right.
as well. And like you said, during lockdown, I got part of a sort of an online league just to keep your arm in. But again, the standing, because it's league based and the different standards, playing very good players, and it raises your own game a little bit and stuff. So I understand, but it doesn't beat going to a pub and having a beer with some mates. And
before the BDO folded, unfortunately, which I know they did, I played county darts since for 40 years.
Yeah.
And the only game that I lost the season before was to one of those disabled dart players near Kyle Silky Clark from the Borders.
Right.
He was the only man that beat me in Scotland that year.
Really?
But that just shows you that's just, and I'll tell you, he took out 116 in the last leg for 15 darter against me. I haven't forgiven them yet. But
you slowly get, I can't help but notice the memorabilia behind
that's just some of my stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been a collector, and I've known players. You've got to remember, I've been around since I won my first competition in 1973, a long time ago. So I've been around, and one of the gentlemen in that frame over there with his 4 dart players in it, Alan Evans, who was world number 1. The gentleman next to him, Bill Perry, who's gone now, was my friend. He was the Swedish Open champion twice. Stefan Lord's next to him, a young Stefan Lord, twice News of the World, and then Leighton Rees, first world last. And I've got a set of darts there that Bill gave me, and Eric Bristow, God rest him, actually confirmed it were the darts that Conrad Daniels beat Eric Bristow with in the very first ever World Championship. And they're a set of woodies. Wooden darts. He came from Philadelphia, like saying, and that's it. And I've got them there. And both of them, they gave them to me, and they both said that's what it was, like, And over the years, there's darts there from 1936 is one of the oldest. Can I just show you a book? Sorry, without being rude, like saying, and I'll read you just a little paragraph of it. Because I tell everybody this, like saying, sorry, I'll just it won't take long. It's just a couple of lines. I'll just find it. This book's from 1936.
1936.
This is the second edition, which is 1937, but that's neither here nor there. It's in, and I'll just put the glasses on, and it's in the very first page. Sorry.
There we go. Pop that back. Okay.
And it's Rupert Cloth. And we've got one, okay? Down the bottom. They're talking about darts here, obviously. It is wholly and exclusively English, not British merely, for there are practically no dartboards in Ireland, few, though an increasing number in Wales, and none whatsoever I very bitterly know in Scotland. That's 1936-37. Things have changed a bit.
Things have changed, and numerous world champion later, and obviously, Gary Anderson, he's there, and sort of Rob Thornton and people like that that have come through. So
that's right.
It's fantastic that darts as a sport is growing. This event is fantastic. Can't thank you enough for what you've done, in particular for the ladies' darts, but in the growing of the sport. So, Jim, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for your time. Okay.
Right. Finally, we're joined by Scott, one half of Double Trouble, the guys who are sponsoring this event, how's it going?
Yes, it's going well. Not as busy as I think we had hoped for. I think there have been a lot of countries that have had to call off due to COVID, so I think they were expecting a few more, but I still pretty busy, and we've been kept going today, so
That's what I like
it's
to
been
hear.
good.
And have you had a chance to watch any of the darts?
No, I sneaked through to have a quick look, but I only caught glimpses. I maybe got a wee quiet spell, hopefully, and we can both get a wee look at it. But they looked a decent standard, to be fair. So
It is a real decent standard. I mean, to be fair, the real game happened last night, though, didn't it?
I can't remember what happened last night, to be honest.
I can remember a couple of victories.
I remember the first set. After that, it's a wee bit of a blur, to be honest.
Just for the record, I won. That's all that matters.
That's all we need to know. It was quite a close game.
It was.
I quite enjoyed it until the defeat happened.
Yeah. So you guys are obviously you guys are sponsoring this event
Yes.
as well. So we see Double Trouble everywhere. It's behind the bar.
Yep.
I'm obviously supporting
Good
you
man.
guys.
That's what I like to see.
Buying gin and tonic. So how did it come about then? How did you get involved with this?
So the sponsoring of the tournament, we actually had approached them to ask if they wanted to do some sort of sponsorship together, and David had met Ted and discussed what we could potentially do for them, and we had just said, look, we'll try and do some fundraising events through the website, through Twitter, Facebook, etc., and try to generate some engagement, and also earn get a bit of money together for the sponsorship. And we've done 2 or 3 different things, raffles, etc. And I think it's at over £1,500 that we've made for them. So all in all, we've done pretty well, I would say, for being a small business. So.
One of the things we talked about earlier when Gaz was talking to a chap by the name of Snowy, who plays on the England side.
Yeah.
It is literally one of the issues they have is the lack of funding and the people getting involved with it. And you know, Sky have been down here and sent a camera, but obviously the footage hasn't turned up on TV. So anything like this that brings a little bit of attention to it, I think it's great.
That's it. It was mentioned that Sky were supposed to be down and getting a bit of coverage, but obviously, like you say, it's no generated to the TV. I thought, for what I can gather as well, there seems to be a wee bit of conflict of interest with the different who qualifies for what tournament, etc. And there's a bit of tension that I can pick up, and even people are quite open about telling you as well that. I think Snowy himself is hoping to set up his own tournament with the 4 home nations as well. So I don't know too much about it, but there seems to be a bit of politics attached to it. It seems to be unbelievable.
I think looking from the outside in, we didn't really know what to expect, and then when we started talking to people, we've learned a lot, actually, not just about darts and the interest in darts, but just how it's viewed.
Yep.
And how disability darts is viewed, where you hear the D for disability first rather than the D for darts, and they want to switch that around. They want to make darts at the forefront and to be thought of as darts players. And to be honest with you, some of the standard that they play at, you know, I wouldn't fancy taking it.
Well, exactly. I mean, even recently, one of the guys through there hit a 9-darter, I think, one of the England teams. So you can see the standard. If that's the level they're playing at, then the standard must be pretty incredible, to be honest.
It is, and the real challenge that we talked about was how do you get that investment without having the attention? Because there's no attention. Obviously, we were talking yesterday about the World Cup of Darts, which is being played, and that's obviously all over Sky and all over TV. We just felt this would be a wonderful opportunity for someone like Sky or BBC or ITV, just to tie it in with their coverage of that, to cover a little bit.
Well, that's it. You would think that would be the same weekend. All it takes is, I mean, you're not asking for a lot of coverage, but at least somebody here, this is what's going on in Scotland as well. World Cup at Disability Darts, and obviously the main World Cup. I mean, that's all it takes to generate a bit more media coverage, a bit more interest, potentially a bit more sponsorship for somebody. But I don't know the answer. It seems to be there's too many different people involved that I don't really get on very well for what I can gather.
That does seem to be a little bit of the challenge, and I guess it's something I never really thought about, because when you do talk about disability, you use that word, but actually there's
different types.
Yeah, different types.
And I think that is part of the problem, like who qualifies for which category. Obviously, mental health is classed as a disability, as well as potentially somebody that's physical disability as well. So it's trying to differentiate the different levels of disability, and that's where it's probably part of the problem.
It is. Although I will say, we stayed in the hotel, and a lot of the players are staying in that same hotel, and there was a lot of camaraderie outside, and actually it was wonderful to see. And then when we arrived here, there was a wonderful bit of jingoism when they brought out the teams, and they were all chanting against each other.
We did see that when they were walking in, and they were giving it a bit better. It was good. It was good to see. It's a great event, and it was the first time that we've been to a disability darts. Obviously the World Cup's been held in Scotland this year, but it's the first time we've been to it, and we would definitely come again, that's for sure. It's just disappointing that so many countries have missed out that were potentially going to be here. I think that's affected everything, the whole build up with COVID and things like that, so that's a shame. But
I think Germany seems to have made up for it.
There's quite a few there.
Half the people here appear to be German.
They're having a great time, I think.
Yeah, they're having a belter, and God bless them. They're playing some good standards.
I know.
Just been watching
I've not really been keeping up with the results, but I spoke to a few of the Scottish guys, and I think they've topped their group. So they'll be quite happy with that.
That's it.
They'll be determined to win further, especially at being in Scotland as well. So.
Well, thank you anyway, and obviously, thank you for inviting us up here. We've had a great time, something that we've never experienced before. Give us an opportunity to do the podcast in a very different way.
Yep.
So we've really enjoyed that. So yeah, thank you.
Well, thanks for having us. Cheers.
Many more successes. Thank you.
No worries.